Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. We just had a heck of a cold spell last night for deep South Texas. It got down to 26 degrees for like 14 hours or something, and that's a hard freeze. The truck sat out all night last night. It's still pretty cold out, although warmer than it was last night. So we're going to do a cold start. I want to see what this truck sounds like. All the rattles and noises and clanking and turbo and all that stuff. From a cold start. But before I do that, I also put the RobMotive little badge on the side. Love that. No, it's not a sticker. These are metal. It's a magnet. Anyway, before I start the truck, I've been smelling skunk out here, and I see a skunk around here every night. So I want to see, we're going to pop the hood. I really hope that there's nothing under it, but we're going to look before I take off and potentially drive with a skunk under my hood. Maybe I'll honk the horn. Let's do that. Just to scare them a little bit and see if they run out. Hopefully they don't run out right here beside me if they're in there. Or a rat even. We have rats here as well. I'm also going to do a cold start. A remote start. See if this truck has remote start from the key fob. But here we go. Oh, that would be very scary. All right, I don't see anything. I don't see a rat's nest down there. I certainly don't see a skunk. Man, could you imagine popping the hood and having a skunk like blast you right in the face? Wouldn't that be a bad day? Got to get the struts on this hood, by the way. All right, let's try the remote start and see if I actually have it. And by remote start, I'm not talking about the app. I'm talking about from the key fob. It doesn't say anything about it. Supposedly, if it's like the other one, you pump the lock button 3 times, hold on the 3rd, or maybe it's the 4th. Let's find out. I'm holding on the 3rd. Well, there was a couple of noises. You guys heard a high-pitched, I don't know what, and a little rattle when it started up. Again, this is a cold start. Okay, first off, I just took off and I put the window down. Have a listen to this. That doesn't sound good. Maybe it's just got to warm up a little bit. I don't know, but that's a weird sound. I wonder if the passenger side does it. Let's see. Of course not. It's only the driver's side, the window that I would be putting up and down frequently. Anyway, that's the first, other than the startup that you heard there, weird sound that I've heard due to the cold, I suppose. It's not a big deal. I'm assuming that the trim work around the window is stiff because of the cold weather. So I suspect it will warm up, and well, I know it will warm up, but I suspect it will go away. If you hear any rattling, it's this thing, my phone holder. By the way, a couple of things I also noticed. Tire pressure has held, so even though we dropped down below freezing last night, I didn't lose a lot of pressure in the tires. Typically, with the bigger tires, I do, but not last night. And I gotta say, I really love having this tire pressure gauge displayed all the time. I never could get it to stay on my last Tacoma, the 2024 4th gen. So whatever it is, I have no idea what I did or didn't do, but it's working. I like that. Another thing I noticed, the radio screen, when I started the truck up this morning, first thing, was black. And when I went to try to turn it on, it told me I needed to touch the screen. So it's like it went into dark mode or something, because you can, of course, turn the screen off if you want, so that it's just black, and that's what I had. It's back on now and it's fine, but something else kind of weird, I think. Now, I also mentioned the heater. It is so warm in here now, and I've been driving the truck for less than 5 minutes, that I'm going to have to either turn the heat off or turn it down. because it's quite uncomfortable almost in here. So the heater works really well. I like that. Let's see if I hear anything wonky. We're driving around on a pretty smooth road right now, so we're not getting a lot of bounce. Just a little bit. You have your typical tire or road noise because I do have a more aggressive tread tire on here. And they're going to be really hard right now because of the cold, but nothing excessive. Another thing I'm really happy about is I don't hear any rattling or any kind of strange squeaking noises like you sometimes get in a vehicle. In my Tesla right now, I've got a noise gremlin in the right top part of the dash. I haven't been able to figure out what it is yet, but it kind of squeaks or rattles. It's driving me nuts. There was a bit of a bump. Didn't hear anything bouncing around, or when things get cold, they tend to make a lot of noise when you're just driving around. Not feeling that. And the other thing I noticed, it doesn't seem to be throttled, if you will, because it's cold. It didn't from the start. In other words, a lot of vehicles that I've had in the past, when they're cold, they're kind of lackadaisical, if you will, when you get in them. They don't want to go. It's like they're cold too. This, I haven't noticed that. When I took off, everything seemed normal. It didn't seem slow or laggy because of how cold it is outside. Now, full disclosure, I did have it run in the driveway for about 2 minutes when we tested out the remote start, so maybe that helped unstiffen it a little bit or even warmed it up a little. I'm not sure, but seems to be fine from that perspective. Same thing with the turning and the steering, on a lot of other vehicles I've had. When they're really cold, everything is really tight. There's a little bit of force you have to overcome to do things. Haven't noticed any of that in this truck so far either. Another thing that I did make note of or notice, I had the truck set on sport. I changed the mode to sport because frankly, that feels the best to me, and I don't really care about the extra fuel consumption, so I get a mile or 2 per gallon less, whatever. It reverts back. It seems to revert back to normal or standard. I think normal is what they call it. I don't really dig that. I wish it would stay on sport. If there's a way to do that and you guys know it, please let me know, because I'd love to have it set up that way. And we'll have to test it going forward and see if it does the same thing when it's in eco mode. Given all the standards today, I would suspect that if you put the truck in eco mode, it will stay in eco mode. I don't know, kind of ruins all the fun, right? Otherwise, I'm very happy. This is probably the only time that I'll get a chance to kind of test the truck out with it being as cold as it was. Here in deep South Texas, we don't get weather like this typically. I think we even had a little bit of snow or flurries anyway. Definitely some freezing drizzle last night. And not too far north from here, San Antonio, Houston, probably Dallas, I don't know, they got snow. A decent amount of snow, so I'm glad we didn't get that. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys kind of an update as to how the truck performs in cold weather. I know a lot of the folks that watch out there live in cold weather climates, so I give it a thumbs up. It's awesome. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.